What's up internet, Radams here, the Celtic Gamer, playing some Napoleon darthmod, which is an overhaul mod that adds in realism and bigger rosters. I've used it before on another video in which I did a land battle, but this is a naval battle. So here I am commanding the Ottoman Navy against the Navy of Spain. So I already mentioned that one thing that darthmod does over vanilla Napoleon is it changes the rosters. So whilst in vanilla Napoleon the only factions to have anything bigger than an 80 gun are Spain, Britain and France, this gives other factions those bigger ships as well. So you've probably already noticed that I have much bigger than 80 gun ships in my Ottoman Navy. So speaking of that, let's go over it, but just quickly I want to mention that the host had decided to put a southerly wind instead of a westerly, meaning I had a favourable wind, which was strange because normally, you know, I've never actually played a battle like this before. I've always had it on a westerly wind where it's balanced, but I didn't know about this until we were in the battle, you know, in deployment. So the navy I brought was going to be with the plan of doing my usual strategy. Of course, that's not really on the cards anymore. But, well, I suppose it sort of still is, but it's going to be much harder to pull off. And I wasn't confident in trying to do it without the wind being the same way it is. So I'm going to do something similar. I'm going to try something similar anyway. But it's going to be different. Anyway. I've ranted too long. Navies. To start off with, I have the Mahmudi 122 gun. That is a unique named ship that darthmod adds in. So, you know, I only have one of it, and that is acting as my flagship. That's got my admiral on. Yep, nice solid ship there. Next up, we have three 122 gun ship of lines for Chedi, the Hassan Alouj, and the Mahube Supan. Next up, we have three 8 gun ship of lines, the Gamze Reis, the Tata Ali, and the Real Mustafa. Over here we have two 50 gun ship of lines, the Nasser Firhad and the Golden Horse. And finally for my navy we have a bomb ketch, the Mustafa Haji. On that note, it's worth mentioning that we did say no steam and no rockets, so you won't see any steam ships or rocket ships. Let's jump over to the Spanish Navy and 3 guesses what their flagship is. Yep, as you probably imagined, it's the Trinidad. Always going to be the flagship of the Spanish Navy when you're playing Napoleon. Well, pretty much always anyway. So yeah, here we are with the Trinidad. And all 140 guns it has, except darthmod's going to be strange and say 139 out of 40 out of 140 because darthmod. But yeah. It's a great mod still though, so yeah. Next up in the Spanish Navy we have two 122 gunship of lines, the San Lazaro and the Delfin Dorado, so yeah, as you can probably imagine they're going to be getting all the same names as usual. And next up we have two 106 gunship of lines on his, well, what would be his right hand, so our left at the moment. So we have the Nuestra Señora de la Concepción y de las Animas and the Santa Isabel. The right hand we have one 8 gun ship of a line, the Nuestra Señora de la Almudena, and we have a 64 gun ship of a line, the Ave de Gracia. And then we have a third 106 gun ship of the line, the Nuestra Señora del Rosario y San Jose, which is covering his rear. And finally for his navy, instead of bringing bomb ketches, he brought 2 brigs, the Pelayo and the Conde de Tolosa, something like that. So yeah, I'm gonna just speed this up now. So yeah, obviously at the moment it's just moving into position. Now I can't remember if I mentioned it already, so I'm gonna mention it again if I haven't. One thing that darthmod does for naval battles is it slows the ships right down. I think it also makes the hulls stronger. So yeah, ships on this are a lot slower, so it's going to take some time to maneuver, but this was quite well received for me because I had to really think about what my strategy here was really going to be. But yeah, for now, as you can see, I've got my 50 guns pushing up, and they're going to try and stay away for now because, you know, they're tiny and they're outgunned. But I'm going to try and push them up and get them on the flank. You know, get them bombarding the rest of the fleet engages. Same with my 80 guns, although they're not going to go as far out because they can take a lot more damage. And obviously my 122 guns pushing in at the moment. And you know, obviously one of the main things here is I needed to see what he was doing. And quite quickly he has branched off most of his navy into two groups. One group heading to one side and one heading the other, and his brigs, don't know what they were doing, but oh yeah, the battle has begun. Now I have got projectile tracers turned on. I did the battle without them on because darthmod by default has them turned off, but especially on a naval battle, I just think that they are absolutely necessary because you have to see what is being shot and what is shooting at what. You know, what's getting shot by what and what is shooting at what. Yeah, I know what I'm trying to say. So I have turned them on for the replay, but just bear in mind I couldn't see exactly where shots are were coming from because I had projectile tracers off in the actual battle. So yeah, his brig is going to move out, and that's going to get a few shots off on the Mahmoudi, you know, but nothing it can't take. The 50 guns have now opened up, and you know, the Paleo is kind of not in a good spot, so I'm going to mostly ignore it and just let this main line just keep pushing for now. What was that? Oh, it was my bomb catch. Yeah, that sounded pretty good. So yeah, my bomb catch is now going to start shooting on it as well. 50 guns, I think I've been a bit too aggressive with them because they're way ahead of the rest of the fleet. Oh yeah, another thing with darthmod is, of course, cinematic smoke. Gotta love that smoke. So yeah, my 50 guns are now firing, although annoyingly they're unloading on the Conde de Tolosa. So I don't know if that was intentional. If it was, then bloody well played. He's using because the brig is taking the fire at will. So these ships are just shooting at that. You know, they'll shoot at the first ship they see, and now they're reloading at the point that they're passing his 80 gun and his 64 gun. Well, we'll be ready for a 64 gun, but yeah, he's turning back like that again. I don't know how intentional it is, but yeah, although fortunately they are now shooting at those. So over here, yeah, I have now decided I'm going to wheel my main fleet to the right, you know, and try and come in and support my 50 guns that are really not in a healthy spot. Because another thing I was saying about with projectile trace and why I think they're so necessary in naval battles is you need to be able to tell what kind of shot is being fired. You know, are they using, obviously you can tell if it's grape shot, but it's a lot less obvious, especially if it misses, whether your opponent is using chain or round. And if they're using chain, it's really a good idea to try and bring your sails up so they're not going to get damaged. But yeah, so at the moment I'm in an embarrassingly bad position. Although my 80 guns have got a quite good job going here. They've got these the 106 guns, I think that's all three of them. Currently distracted quite nicely over here. Obviously they are outgunned because 106 guns, but our main line is in range to fire on them. But they can the 80 guns can outmaneuver. So yeah, here we have again the brigs acting as a meat shield, just getting shot at so I'm reloading by the time I get to the proper ships. Although seeing that that's quite fortunate, I've got my shots going on the Del Rosario y San Jose instead of on the brig. So hopefully they won't have reloaded until they're ready to fire on the Lazaro.
Our admiral is in mortal danger.
Yeah, my flagship not really doing too well right now, getting a lot of sail damage. I'm pretty sure he's been using chain shots trying to mobilise it. Although potentially not, that looks like round. But yeah, my 50 guns are now moving well past him. Haven't really taken too much damage. Same thing can't be said for my flagship. Which is, yeah, my main line is now going to push through the middle in between his 80 gun and his 64 gun and his 122 gun on the Trinidad here. You know, so they're going to be firing off on both broadsides, you know, really trying to hammer in that damage. But if I just quickly jump over here, that was pathetic. There we go. As you can see, I'm now trying to just outmaneuver these. Noticed, you know, I've pulled them away from the rest of this fleet and their face, and they have to turn around if they want to rejoin.
One of our ships is withdrawing from the fight.
So mine are going to really try and rejoin the rest of my fleet now. And what is routing? My flagship, yeah. So my flagship just not in a healthy spot at the moment. Where's my bomb catch? Where is my bomb catch? So yeah, one of his, oh, there. Yeah, one of his brigs, as you'd imagine, the Paleo, it just got caught out and it has been completely wrecked by my main ships. I think he wanted to use it to try and bring down my bomb catch. You know, get rid of that bombardment. So now I'm just trying to maneuver that around, get it into a good position, find something for its fire on whilst keeping it relatively protected. His other brig not looking too healthy right now, that's not going to survive. And yeah, it's not looking healthy though. The Mahmoudi, really in a bad spot. So I need to really pay a lot of attention to that because this hasn't gone well for me, this initial engagement. So I'm going to need to bring these 80 guns back and really get the numbers advantage and try and win here before the 106s join. But yeah, the 80 guns are making good progress. But yeah, my 122 guns not in a good spot. Although I do have one of its 64 gun on the route. So you know, it hasn't all been in vain. Its brigs just weren't a threat anyway, so they were obviously going to start routing. But yep, that one is pretty much gone now. The Cant de Tolosa, it's routing, but look at its whole strength. That's dead. There's no chance of that rallying. There's a slim chance of it surviving. So yeah, I'm trying to find a good spot for my bomb catch, but you know, with the ships just sailing with the wind now, it's and really pulling through, it's not in a good, it's just not a healthy time to be a bomb catch. Yeah, my 80 guns joining back my front one, the Ganzi race, is pretty badly damaged, the rest not so much. Yeah, I'm really trying to bombard the San Jose with my ships now, but yeah, the Ganzi race is not in a good spot. I think I've actually got the Mahmoudi actually pulling completely away from the rest of the formation here, just because, you know, it's so important that I don't let that sink this early on in the battle at least. Yeah, I have the Almudena on the route, although the Ave de Gracia I think did start routing and then rallied. Yeah, I've got a lot of damage now on the San Lazaro, as you'd probably expect. Not so much on anything else though, again outside of this brig, which gone. A bomb catch, pretty healthy spot at the moment. He says as the Trinidad starts to fire on it. God damn it. So yeah, okay, take that back. Bomb catch is not in a healthy spot right now. I need to bring that back if I want to keep it. But I just don't think that, especially with the Lazaro moving in behind him, that was a problem because I rely on my formation so much, and this is pulling in behind, and there's pretty much nothing I can do about it without breaking my formation. So it's got me in a dilemma here. Do I take the Mahube Suban and turn it so that it can fire on the San Lazaro, although there's also a problem with the San Jose. You know, just so I've got the firepower on it, and that'll be my bomb catch, yep. Or do I just keep do I just keep going? It's not a... I was really in a tough spot here. This wasn't going well for me. But what I was saying about the Mahmoudi was wrong. It is still in the formation. But it's got badly damaged sails, so if you look at its sail strength, it's at about half. So it's slowing my entire line down as well. So I really should bring that out just to get these moving faster. Because as I've said before, ships can only move in formation at the speed of the slowest. So if you immobilise one ship, that entire line is immobilised if it's going to stay together. Yeah. There goes the bomb catch. The Mustafa Haji. It's sunk. I'm pretty sure it's sinking anyway. Oh yeah, they're jumping off, it's gone. And he's gonna spike, he's gonna like unleash a broadside. So yeah, so far not so good. So here I'm taking my 50 guns and I'm just trying to skirmish a bit with these 122 guns that move into position. So 50 guns just, they were already moving kind of that way anyway. But yeah, in hindsight, really shouldn't have done it. I should have used him to just try and get some good, better angles, just surround and isolate and assassinate some of these. So, you know, really focus my fire on the San Jose and the San Lazaro. That's what I should have done in hindsight. But as you can see, that's not what I'm doing. So yeah, I was still kind of like not sure on what my strategy here would be anymore. So I'm trying to just do my usual start snaking with the wind, but you know, I need to get into a position to snake. And yeah, I actually have now pulled the Mahmoudi out. So yeah, I need to get my 122 guns, all three of them, and really get them in a line facing west, so they can just start snaking south. But yeah, so that's what I need to do. But yeah, currently not a good spot for me. Those 102 guns, 106 guns even, are making good progress. My 50 guns are pretty damaged from that engagement, and they didn't really get off a huge amount of damage. I mean, they've done some to the Delphin Dorado, but that's about it. But yeah, right now I'm the one getting isolated and assassinated. Mahube Suban on the route. Stop these ships because they urgently need repairs. With Hassan Alouge, I'm trying to pull out a bit further. It's got a pretty healthy side facing, so that's good for it. Yeah. The wind is just not in my favour as much as it would have looked. Yeah, so the Mahube Suban has rallied. I'm going to try and get it out of there. It is now steady. That's good. Yeah, I do have a good angle on these three ships here with the Hassan Alouge. And if I can get it back into position, the Chadi. But, you know, he's really just trying to focus down on Mahube Suban. He's keeping the Trinidad well out of the fight for now. Don't know if it was intentional or not, but yeah, that's what he's doing. Repairs on the Mahmoudi have finished. Kind of need to find it something to do. I'm finding something to do very quickly. Yeah, I'm now repairing my 50 guns because I was repairing them, just finished because they were just too damaged, but I'd got them out of range of the 122 guns. Okay. So, 100? Okay, so there's 106, 206 and 122. I should have checked that, but yeah, so that's what I had distracted over there. Yeah, so I had to double check that then. But yeah, really not going well for me right now. The only things I've got rid of are his brigs. And all my ships are in a very rough spot. Although I have got a great angle to fire on the San Jose with the Hassan Alouge. So I've been really trying to tear into that. You know, firing on the bow. Yeah, it's going to rout some fire. And now, I don't know what. Oh yeah, the Mahmoudi is even in range and that's firing as well. Yeah, I've seen the. That's a nice ship. What am I on about? So yeah, that even Mahoubi Suban is there firing. But yeah, I'm trying to just allow other things to fire, and I'm also trying to get able to shoot at the Nuestra Senora de la Almudena and the San Lazaro. So, you know, that's going well. I've got one of the ships pretty much gone. Although I still need to get the Mahoubi Suban out because it's just not in a good spot right now. As you can see, I have got it, trying to get out of there. You know, I know it's getting isolated and I need it back in the fleet and get it repaired if I want to keep use of it. Annoyingly, positioning here hasn't really gone too well, and the Shady's just kind of hiding. So yeah, I think I was at this point I was trying to get these two to form into a line, maybe the Mahmoudi as well. I can't remember. But yeah, the gunners, like firing their muskets onto the ship. I'm pretty sure this has some rear guns hidden underneath the cabin. Yep, 4 rear guns, so they'll be firing as well. Let's see, we've got the Mahoubi Suban and everything else, and yep, that has now surrendered. And I'm going to do a classic move and just fight a volley. Mainly because I just want to see what actually happened if you completely destroyed one side of the hull, because I'd never seen it before. Never seen what happens when you do that, fire off a volley. Well, little did I know that the hull doesn't actually go down to 0, it just kind of stops there and it's just going to tip over. So that's what happens, in case anyone else was wondering. See, I'm trying to pull my ships up, but yeah, like the Hassan Alouge needs repairs if it's going to before it can snake, because it's just not healthy enough. But I am actually managing to get the Mahoubi Suban out, but he's got the Animas turning to fire on it, so it needs to get out of there quickly. But yeah, sinking that ship really did swing it in my favour. Yeah, over here I've got my 50 guns. I think they've been snaking a bit after repairing them. I'm now trying to bring them back to my fleet. I'm trying to consolidate all my ships together again. You know, I can't afford to let anything go to waste here or get isolated. So at the same time, I am also just trying to isolate the Delfin Dorado with my 50s while I move them back. Because it's got a pretty badly damaged left port side hull. So I'm trying to take advantage of that, you know, and just getting that extra damage. But again, you know, these need to get back to the rest of the fleet as well. And you know, these are only 50 guns, so they're probably not going to be able to rout it or sink it, or really not sink it. So I do need to be careful there. You know, do what I can, but don't do too much. But yeah, I have now got the Hassan Luge out of the way for Chady, so that can now start firing. He's trying to fix up the Almudena, although it's getting shot at, so you know, probably not the best idea. Also got the San Lazaro isolated. So you know, I'm just trying to do what I can without moving here. You know, fire on the bows of the ships, and as you can see, the Mahubi Suvan is actually pretty much out of there. But yeah, now the Delphin is turning. Well, it's turning with its weakened side, facing my ship, so that's always good. But their sails are quite badly damaged, so they're not as fast as they usually would be. But yeah, I'm trying to pull them out now, get them back to the rest of my fleet, especially considering the damage on the Golden Horse. So yeah, they're not going to win that. I think, yeah, I actually have chain shot going. I'm just trying to immobilize that. I'll get it stuck out of the way, so that I can come back to it at this point. And there we go, one of the sails is dropped. The rest of the sails are actually intact. Well, when I say one of the sails is dropped, you know what I mean, the mast. The sails were actually in tatters. Intentional or not, he has pulled the sails up. So, you know, the chain shot's not going to do anything. And that is the Golden Horse. It's taken too much. It's getting shot at from the Animas as well. And I think the Santa Isabel, so that's going to start to rout. Could rally, I can't remember. It's reasonably healthy for a routing ship, so it could well come back. So yeah, I'm trying to, here I'm trying to reform a line so these can start to properly snake. But meanwhile though, his ships are turning, and he has the Santa Isabel coming up behind the Mahmoudi. So again, really awkward positioning on my part. I need these things to go now, but that isn't really happening. And yeah, my Admiral at this point, really irritating. Took a cannonball to some parts of the body, let's say the face, just because cinematic effect. And yeah, my Admiral's now dead. Well, I can't see him. There's too much camera shake, so I'm going to pull out. So yeah, with that, the Mahmoudi's going to start to rout again. It's just been taking so much from the Isabel and the Trinidad. Yeah, the Trinidad is back in the fight. Yeah, so with the Delphin Dorado in its current position, you know, with all its sail damage, it is out of the way for now, so I can kind of ignore it. But the Golden Horse, yeah, it surrendered. It didn't come back. But now I have Mahubi Suban. Don't know what I'm doing here. This is such a pain to see, but that's now trying to finish off Dorado. Yeah, the Chady now also starting to rout, but with its hull at that strength, it should be fine. But yeah, it's taking shots to the rear. Yeah, it's going to rally. It's going to rout again. So yeah, I'm trying to just re-angle at this point, you know, but the wind just isn't playing well anymore. I need to pull out, but I can't risk turning away from him. So again, you know, I'm trying to form a line, but it's just not happening because these just keep routing and then rallying and routing and rallying, and yeah, and now my 80 guns who are still in a line have pulled too far away. Yeah, this is quite a frustrating battle for me at this point. Just constant mistakes like that were getting to me. So yeah, my 80 guns are out of the fight, so I need to pull them back, but I can't because of wind. You know, they are, like I say, with darthmod, sailing against the wind is borderline impossible. But yeah, Mahmoudi just not in a good spot. It has a yeah, that's the side it's got facing is the more damaged side. Let's just have a look at see just how damaged it is, and yeah, that ship is gone. And here I am instead of trying to sail with the wind, you know, pull out of there, I'm trying to just pull in front of these ships now with the Hassan Alouge. I think I might be trying to pull the Chady out, use the Hassan Alouge to kind of slow them down and while I reform. Yeah, things really aren't looking good for me at the moment. I have ships all over the place. Not my finest hour. But yeah, so the 80 guns getting shot in the back. But yeah, from now on I am going to do battles with projectile tracers turned on. Just because it was so hard to figure out, you know, what was firing, what was being fired on, things like that with them off. And I've decided, well, it's necessary. I don't care what they say, what people say about how, you know, oh, it's unrealistic, you know, they wouldn't leave white trails, but yeah, the people on the ship would actually be competent and have some degree of self-awareness. The AI crewmen on the ships do not. So I need to really be able to see what's going on, and from this overhead angle from each ship, you know, you just can't see the cannonballs without the tracers. So that's all I'm going to say there. But yeah, I do now have the Almudena. I had it on the route. I know it's back on the route. It rallied to fire a volley, which happens quite often. But yeah, again, angles just awful. I think I've got them trying to form a line again to snake instead of just pulling them out, which is what I should have done. But yeah. As for the Spanish, you know, they've got their fleet together and in a pretty solid formation. So yeah, I need to pull out, you know, and reform, because as you can see, my 80 guns just stuck, not making any progress back to the fight. I need the fight to come to them instead of them go to the fight, but it's just not looking good. So yeah, the Trinidad is pretty damaged on its port side. And we have the Almudena, although it's only an 80 gun ship. You know, it's really damaged, so that's quite good. Port side of the San Lazaro damaged. Port side of the Delfin Dorado damaged. Starboard of the Santa Isabel damaged. Yeah. But yeah, so even though I ignored the fact that, you know, I thought that would be pretty much immobilized for Delfin Dorado. And now it's certainly slow, but he's pulled these other ships in to kind of help it. And here we have the Mahube Suban well away from the fight. I really need to pull that around, but it's one of my 122 guns, so it's incredibly slow, and it's doing a classic Napoleon. I don't know if it's as much, I can't remember if it's as much a problem in vanilla, but I know it is a bit more of a problem in darthmod for naval battles, where ships just don't turn when you tell them to, and they just sail in a straight line, which is obviously a bit annoying. But yeah, Almudena's still trying to fight, doing its rally route, and yeah, the Mahmoudi has now actually sunk. Which means all of his attention is going to go on to my 122 guns here, so yeah, not looking good for me. With the whatever that was again, the Mahoubi Subanam, yep, well away from the fight. I'm just not turning. 80 guns also pretty far away. You know, my fleet is not in a good spot, and I do still have one of my 50 guns, so there's always that. The other one is obviously the Golden Horse that surrendered a while ago. But yeah, a 50 gun not going to be able to do much at this point. How is it for guns? Only lost 8, so that's quite good. at this point, and with, especially with the Almudena still going, it's just not looking in my favour. I'm trying to reform, try and figure out my next move. You know, I do have the Trinidad at some distance away from the rest of his fleet, if we ignore the Nuestra Señora de la Almudena, but that's not going to take much to sink. So, you know, part of me was thinking, you know, do I go against the wind and try and isolate and assassinate the Trinidad? Obviously that could really pull it in my favour because it'll destroy their morale and bring us back on equal footing, considering my admiral's dead as well. But it is the Trinidad. But yeah, here I'm waiting for all the guns to be ready. With this, as you can see, I'm preparing a broadside. But yeah, I wanted to try and just finish off the Almudena at this point. And if you could hear that, I have now fired. Some good hits there, although I'm shooting at max range, so it's not going to do that much damage, sadly. But yeah, Vichedi is routing, and if I'm right, that's not actually going to rally. That's just going to sail away into the sunset. Possibly. Where is the sun? We're in the morning, so, you know, it would be sailing to the sunset, I suppose, then? No, it's sailing north. I don't know. So yeah, the sun rises in the east, so... well, oh, shut up. Anyway, back to the battle. So yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure that's actually just going to completely rout now, and just keep going away. My 5th gun is now on the move. I'm trying to consolidate all my ships over here. My Hobie Suban, I just tried to jump over by clicking it. Actually, he's getting caught out now. He sent the Santa Isabel to intercept it. So, you know, he's trying to do what he, you know, is always the best strategy. And looking at it now as well, lost its nose mast, its bow mast. So, you know, that's going to slow it down a fair bit. Now we have 106 with 122, but with 77 to 75, and both are pretty damaged hulls. It's a pretty equal fight at the moment. But they're going to pull away from each other pretty soon. But the thing is, he's going to be able to keep the angle if I keep that in its current course. Which is obviously what I want to do. So, you know, it's another decision. Do I try and keep that, get that to soldier through bombardment and get to the rest of the fleet, or do I slow my entire procedure down, potentially retreat this fleet a bit more, and try and make sure this wins its fight here? So yeah, they're the kind of thoughts that I've got to think about, and all of it gets answered straight away because that's going to start routing. Because my admiral is dead, morale is not good for any of my crew. No, this battle is just not in my favour anymore. Now I got these 380 guns. I have the Hassan al-Luge, and I have a 50 gun, and this 122 gun that's away from the fight. He's got the Santa Isabel 106 that's making sure that my Hobie Suban goes, although that's going to rally, and then it's going to rout. It was going to try and fire, and it wasn't in range, but the thing is, he's using the fact that ships just rout in a straight line to get right behind it. So yeah, that's gone. So what else does he have over here? Obviously he's got the Trinidad repaired up. The Animas. The Delfin Dorado with one of its masts destroyed. The Almudena is on fire and routing, so I don't think that's going to come back. And we have the San Lazaro, so yeah, he's got the bigger ships, and you know, I only have an advantage of one ship at this point. Might not even have that if the Isabel gets back, because it's going to take out the Mahubi Suban. And this fight was again organised through Pixelated Apollo's Discord, which I would strongly recommend if you like Total War, check out. And you know, me and this guy, we get on great, and you know, we're talking to each other. Yeah, we both kind of had a lot riding on this. I know until this point I hadn't really lost a naval battle, and he says he hadn't either, so you know, one of us would be suffering our first defeat, especially since, you know, there wasn't a time limit for the battle. But yeah, certainly I have to say though, he's definitely been the best opponent I've ever had in a naval battle. But yeah, just looking over here for a second, like I say, I'm pretty sure that's gonna surrender or explode. It's finally gone after many route rallies. It's gone, and if we look over here, it's still, the Supan is still routing, but you know, again, not in a good spot. It's getting destroyed by the Santa Isabel, although that is now away from the rest of his fleet. Though most of my ships are facing the wrong way, so I have to turn them around. Yeah, like I say, Rachedi, it hasn't rallied now, so you can probably tell it's not coming back. But yeah, if I jump over here, it's got a perfect angle to fire on this, and obviously it's routing, I can't turn it. So yeah, there's pretty much no chance of that coming back now. So now I've got a new line formed, although, you know, I kind of really need this not perfect for being balanced with the wind. So yeah, at this point I think I am trying to turn things around, bring them a little bit further back, and get a better line to go for wind. He is not really doing a huge amount. Yeah, the Almudena has actually sunk now, so that's good. That's gone.
The ship's sails are shot away, sir.
Yeah. And now, I think he might have actually switched to chain shot. It might just be round doing this, but yeah, just tearing apart the sails of the Mahubi Suban. So he's currently just focusing on making sure that doesn't come back. Oh, it's only got 69 guns left. You know, it's still a big ship. Yeah, when you consider that, you know, it's 173. 4 more. Wait, Trinidad, can I see it from here? Oh, that's still got 103, so yeah. Yeah, I've actually taken the Hassan Illusion. I think I'm actually, yeah. So I'm going to try and save the Mahubi Suban. I'm going to use this. It's got 99 out of 122 guns. It's had a few repairs done, and it's worth noting that, you know, the repairs aren't don't give it the same kind of strength as the standard hull. So, you know, if those get hit, they're going to break pretty quickly, and the hull will end up going back to normal, you know, what it was before it got repaired. You know, I don't think they're even half as strong as the hull, you know, at full strength. But yeah, so now I'm just manoeuvring my fleet. You know, I'm trying to bring around, get into a better position, really. Now, there's also a problem of I don't really have a lot of the map left. It's kind of move with the wind. Another problem that I was suffering with here. So yeah, this certainly hasn't been my best played out game. Yeah, that's still routing. If I can get it to, if it routes towards the rest of my fleet, there is a chance it'll see numbers and rally. So that was my thinking, can I rally it? You know, but first I need to make sure it doesn't surrender. So the Hassan Luge, biggest thing I had, is going to go and try and save it. Over here, you know, like I say, I think I'm really trying to pull all my ships over here now. And, you know, they're going to get shot at and they're going to fire on him. Yeah, getting a few more hits on the Dorado. Its repairs have pretty much been destroyed now, so back to what it was. But it's still firing back. And yeah, I think this is the moment where we did have to pause the game for a bit, so I don't know why the replays would have this in, but apparently that's going to do it. So I'm going to make a cut and I'll come back. Okay, never mind, it's all going again. I was going to cut that out, but as soon as I started fast forwarding, it all started going again. Yeah, I don't know what that was about. Like I say, I'm pretty sure it's the moment where the guy had to quickly go AFK, but he came back pretty quickly and the battle resumed. Yeah, the Hassan Luge is now firing on the Isabel, but I think they actually have chain shot going, trying to bring the sails down, because it's too healthy to try and really fight now. If I can immobilize it and get it stuck out of the way, you know, I can ignore it and come back to it. You know, if I immobilize it, there's no chance of it being with the rest of the fleet, so I can ignore it from counting his fleet and just come to it at the end. That was my thinking. But yeah, my opponent proving his skill, gets the sails up. Now he doesn't really care about this, so he's going to just continue firing on my Hubei C-bomb. You know, he's just trying to get that to surrender, he doesn't want to risk it rallying. Now, it looks like I've taken out his back sail. I'm not sure if that was already destroyed or if I did that now. But yeah. So I am still using chain shot though, trying to just score a lucky hit on his sails. You know, bring that mast, bring one of those masts down, so that would can end up completely immobilized. But so I might actually be back to round shot. Let's have a look. Oh no, I'm using round. So yeah, the sails are up. I figured, you know, let's just shoot at the actual ship. So now I'm just trying to get right directly in front of it so I can try and trap it. In hindsight, with the damage done to the starboard side, I probably should have kept it at the angle I had, just so I could have some shots hitting on the side, guarantee. But yeah, my thinking was, you know, I wanted to be ready for if it tried to turn away. And now it's stopped again. No, it hasn't, we're fine. Still routing, although it's arrived with the rest of my fleet, so there is a possibility of it rallying, so that's what I'm hoping for. Well, sadly it is going now into range of the rest of his fleet. Yeah, as you can see, I've got anchor weighing now, so I'm gonna just try and, you know, use my position here. Yeah, I accidentally clicked repair instead of weigh anchor, but yeah, I'm trying to stop this. You know, and just fire on the Isabel. using my position there to bring it down. So it looks like he might not have noticed that. He was microing over with the rest of his fleet, figuring out what he's going to do to come back against these. Now I'm actually going to take my 80 guns, and I'm going to try and go after the Delphin Dorado, get behind it. No, and try and get that to surrender, to try and get it back in my favour. But sadly that is still routing and it's going to disrupt my formation, which is obviously the classic failure that my formation has. Is, you know, it's really easy for anything to break it. Yeah, there we go, getting some good hits now. And now it's shaken, so you know I'm doing well on it. So you know there's a possibility of it starting to waver now. You know I'm really getting that morale effect, and I'm going to start to move around again. Why? I don't know. But it's now firing on more of my ships. Although it's only just in range, so it's not going to do much. But yeah, as you can see, my Hobie Suban not going to rally. Going to just go straight through my formation. But yeah, I am now starting to fire on the Delphin Dorado though, and yep, brought down another one of its mass, so that's not surrendered, it's only routing. But yeah, it's gonna route very slowly. I mean hell, it's even lost its bow mast, its nose, so yeah, that's practically immobilized now. But I'd want to make sure that it does surrender, especially since it is routing towards the rest of its navy. Though he's taking the opportunity to get the chance to pull his ships in, you know, get them sailing with their noses, with their bows turned, without getting fired on, which is not good. But yeah, I'm just really focusing my bombardment here, although, you know, like I say, I ended up firing on the other side now, which just annoyed me that I, in hindsight, seemed like when I could have probably got it to surrender if I'd kept hitting that same side. In fact, it probably would have surrendered by now if I'd stayed where I had my ship earlier. But yeah, I do now have my 80 guns firing on that side, so it's not all in vain. Still shaken, so not yet wavering. But yeah, if they're in range, that's in range. Well, I think he did that for a broadside, which would make sense because of how it fired, but unfortunately it was complete. It was out of range of what I was aiming at. So yeah, he missed anything with that. So I have a nice opportunity now to deal some damage without getting hit. But yeah, the Suban isn't coming back. And as you can see, the Chady over there still routing. Yeah, that's not, like I said, that isn't going to come back either. Yeah, I think here I'm actually trying to turn the Hassan Luge around. You know, it did what it wanted to do, although it didn't really save them. It saved it kind of, but it didn't rally, so it was in vain. Although not entirely in vain, I suppose, because you know I've now got a lot of damage off from the Santa Isabel. But yeah, I'm trying to pull that around, get it back to the rest of my fleet. A lot of dead crewmen on here. Not that far. My 80 gun. Yeah. Firing that long range, although yeah, it's going to be good enough range to get some damage off though. Oh yeah, he tried to fire off. He's finally started to micro over here, and yeah, He realised, you know, okay, my ship was facing one way, I'll turn the other. So yeah, that's what he's done. So, and he tried to fire broads up there, thankfully it missed. But yeah, I've now been able to take out the Santa Isabel. Now I need to get the Hassan al-Luge back to the rest of the fleet and find my next target. But over here, the Trinidad is really making way now. So I need to be careful with my positioning. And what am I doing? I'm wheeling this way. I wanted to get closer to him and try and do some drive-by kind of style shootings and then pull out. Yeah, that's that route in, but I'm pretty sure that isn't going to come back now. It's on fire. Lots of hull damage. I need to get the Hassan al-Luge to turn around and come back, but it's completely against the wind, so that's going to be hard to do. Yeah, as you can see, it's trying to turn. It's just very slow. So I'll jump back over here. Get Mahudi Suban. Because, you know, when ships on Napoleon and Empire route, they just route in the direction they're facing. So even though it makes no sense for them to sail straight towards the fleet, that is exactly what they're doing. And yep, that's now actually going to surrender. Kind of wish ships would route away from the enemies, but oh well. Yeah. Not intentional, but still useful. My ships are firing on Santa Isabel. As you can see, I actually broken this one off from the formation. Minasa Fairhurt. Yeah, it's like the 50 gun still going. I'm going pretty well, to be honest. So yeah, I've broken that off because I wanted to get that firing on the Trinidad until these could get into position. So they're now trying to quickly wheel around, but again, not being particularly careful with positioning. And the Animas and the San Lazaro, both 122, okay, 122 and 106 gun, you know, are now firing on my ships, and Ganzi Rays have incredibly tattered sails at this point. Yeah, I just really need to recover here. Real Mustafa, 80 gun. What were we doing earlier? What are we doing now? It was on 80 guns, yeah. Yeah. So I think here I've actually just completely broken the line that I had. I'm trying to get them to just move away, get out of the firing zone of the San Lazaro and the Nuestra Senora de la Concepcion de las Animas. Where they're going to put up a fight whilst doing so. But yeah. Careless me. I have the NASA Farhad blocking the Ganzi race, which also has incredibly tattered sails,
from the fight.
and because of that it's now going to start to rout because it got stuck. And now the NASA Farhad is blocked from anything it could potentially do, so yeah, that's going to just get targeted by the Trinidad, and with its damaged side facing, yeah, it's not looking good for that either. Yeah, the Hassan al-Luge here, I just need to get that back now. Isabel's still routing, not surrendered, but I'm pretty sure it's done.
One of our ships is withdrawing from the fight.
Yeah, exactly as you probably could have imagined was going to happen. The NASA Farhad is also now routing as well. So yeah, not a huge amount going on now here. Just, well, other than, you know, the minor conflicts. This is like the late game naval, so you can expect a lot less to be going on. So he is only down to 3 ships now, but they're bigger than the ships I have apart from the Hasan Alush. So you know, you've got the Animas, 106 guns with 86 remaining. You know, it's only lost about a quarter. In fact, I think less than a quarter. The San Lazaro, 122 gun with 56 remaining, so that's lost roughly half. The Trinidad on 97 out of its 140, so that's still going strong. As for me, okay, that's going to rally and probably fire for volley and route again. But the Nasser had with 38 out of 50 guns. Okay, this, oh yeah, of course, the Subban has surrendered. They almost fire 80 gun with 71 main, so that's in a quite healthy spot, and of course that's now going to start to glitch out. And now the Ganzi race is also going to start to rout. But the Tartar Rally over here, my other 80 gun. But yeah, the Ganzi race just got hit by some heavy broadsides from the Trinidad. Not in a good spot. I'm trying to get the Tartar Rally to a position where it can't be hit by the Trinidad, but obviously can still fire. What's this? The Nasser has now surrendered. But yeah, and now it's been incredibly careless on the Real Mustafa, with its damaged side facing the Spanish ships. It is about to get stuck. You know, I haven't been paying attention, and it's now sailing straight into essentially a blockade of 2 of my other surrendered ships. Over here, where is it? The Hasan Alush is making way, and the Santa Isabel has surrendered. Yeah, let's just jump back over here. So, yeah, that's still routing. Then, like I say, Real Mustafa just getting stuck. I tried to get it to go in between the 2 ships, but it didn't quite make it, so it's now stuck. So I'm going to try and bring it around and get it going east. No, just so I've got the stronger side facing, and just pull it out, wheel it around. Yeah, although
One of our ships is withdrawing
I
from
tried
the
to
fight.
prepare a broadside because I knew it was unlikely I was going to make it out, and then, you know, I wanted to try and fire on the back of the Trinidad, even if it meant firing through my own ships. I was thinking there might be a chance, and then it started to rout. And I got stuck with that there as well, which was just irritating. But yeah, I'm making good progress on getting in front of the Trinidad now, and yeah, I did not just prepare the wrong side to fire. And yeah, so well, I forgot the name of that Spanish ship now, but it has actually exploded. Yeah, that rallied. By the time I noticed and was about to let off that broadside, it surrendered. So yeah, that's gone. So yeah, bounce power just not in my favour. So it's got 3 ships, all big ones, and quite healthy, against Tartar Ali, a pretty healthy 80 gun, and the Hasan Alush, which is all the way over here, which is a pretty healthy 122 gun, but you know, I could still potentially pull this back, you never know, but it's not in my favour. It isn't looking good. I mean, especially when we consider that, you know, San Lazaro is missing a mast, so it slowed down. Yeah, and speaking of missing masts and all that, yeah, that's just the Gandaros. I'm seeing the sails on the Trinidad down. I'm going to try and get chain shot on it. So, you know, I'm just trying to immobilize it. That's the only way I can really pull this back. If I can immobilize his ships so that I can just take my 80 gun, assuming it survives its encounter with the Trinidad, you know, and the Hasan Alush, and just really try and isolate ships and get in their blind spots and try and kill them. So that was my strategy now, just that's how I planned on getting past this. I think that might have been round because his masts are up, and because his port side hull is pretty damaged, it's, you know, I think that's less than half now. cannonball whizzing past the camera. Yeah, I think another thing with darthmod as well is cannons on ships are a lot less accurate, which is strange. Yeah, I'm just trying to prepare another broadside, but I know that's going to have to pull away if it's going to have a chance at surviving. Yeah, I'm just waiting for all guns to be ready, and then I'll fire, and then the thinking is, you know, just get away. So there we go. Guns are up, fire on it, and now that's pretty sure that's going to start to pull away because it's taking too much damage and not doing enough. Over here, what is the Hasnaluge doing? Trying to get behind the Trinidad, but I've got the problem of the San Lazaro making way. So yeah, I wanted to try and get in behind the Trinidad and try and like just finish it off, and the hope that it would destroy the morale of his two remaining ships. You know, my strategy now is to get rid of the Trinidad. You know, like I say, if I can immobilize it, then that's great, but I need it surrendered. I really need to kill the Admiral. And Trinidad's going to start to rout, so far so good. I just need it to surrender. So yeah, I think when I saw that, I actually, as you can see, Tartar Alley is pulling away. But yeah, I saw it routing and took that as the opportunity to turn it away, you know, because I have to risk facing these the stern of the ship. Yep. But then it instantly rallied, so my plan kind of went wrong, but I'm going to stick to it now and just try and pull away. And what's this doing? Yeah, I think I've pretty much given up on getting behind the Trinidad now, especially because it's been sailing that way. So yeah, I've got the Hasnaluge turning. It's going to try and open up on the Lazaro, you know, but it's really trying to just get over to the Tartar Alley. Yeah, using the wind, trying to escape, especially considering that the Animas is now on its way to support the Trinidad. And he may well even be using chain shot. Let's find out. Okay, no, we're still using round, but we're just at a high angle. So they're hitting the sails. Yeah, with 98 guns to 52, the Hasnaluge can beat the San Lazaro pretty easily, and especially considering that his two other remaining ships are both over here. So yeah, I know this has been a long video, but it was a pretty good battle. Very butt clenching. We've both had our asses in gear for this one. But yeah, I think I'm going to speed it up now just because, you know, it's in a much slower pace. And I think this has gone on for long enough. Yeah, preparing broadside, trying, like I say, just trying to finish off the San Lazaro. But it just isn't going to waver, it's still steady. And now I'm starting to get into a position where the Trinidad could easily turn in support. What the hell? That was probably just saying about a ship that had been sinking had sunk, I'm not sure. Either that or it was highlighting a mast falling, I'll just quickly check. Oh, it might have been highlighting the sails getting completely shredded, who knows. So I'm going to speed it back up again. You know, 2 to 3 at the moment, and it's a very slow pace now. I've actually started fixing the Trinidad there. I don't know if it meant to weigh anchor, but it gave that an opportunity to fire on it without being shot. And now I'm bringing the Hasnaluge in, making use of the fact that it's preparing so I can't fire to really get some damage off on it. But yeah, so that's now pretty healthy again, but like I say, repair a ship, it's not quite as strong. But yeah, I mean, the Trinidad's now down to 87 guns, Lazarus on 55, I'm Mars on 54. But yeah, this is very close, and yeah, there goes the bow sail, unless it's already gone on the Hasna Luge. Trying to bring the Tartar Alley back into position.
The ship's sails are shot away, sir.
Yeah, now that's on the route, its sails are gone. So yeah, it's not coming, yeah, it's going to come back, probably fire for volley, yep, and then route again.
All hope is lost, sir. This battle is almost done.
Yeah, and now I'm down to the Tartar Alley. So I'm still thinking at this point, I can potentially win this. But it's going to take a lot of skill to be able to win this one now. As you can see, I'm trying to get into blind spots. You know, I'm focusing on the Trinidad. If I can get rid of that, I can destroy its morale. Yeah, I'm just using broadsides, firing at max range, just trying to kill it. But yeah, so the thing is, the San Lazaro is in position to also fire on the Tartar Alley. So it's really not going well. So yeah, I'm just going to keep it on fast forward now, because it's gone on long enough, and if I'm right, yeah, it's just trying to make sure, because that's still routing, fire at will is still going to go on it, and it's just killing off the Hasna Luge now. Tartar Rally is now way over here, and now it's turning around. Go back to normal speed. Not normal, fast forward. Yeah, it's pretty obvious now the Hasna Luge is done. And it's really not looking good for the Tartar Rally either. So yeah, I'll say it now. My first naval defeat on Napoleon. I lost this. I couldn't get my little 80 gun to be able to beat the Trinidad and his two remaining ships. You know, we're just all together, that's all he had to do, keep them together. Yeah. Upwards gone. If I just go over here, yeah, he's actually going to bring the Nuestras No de la Concepción de las Animas around, and that's going to just bring him the killing blow, essentially. But yeah, a valiant defeat. Certainly valiant, but defeat nonetheless. As you can see, I'm just trying to do whatever I can. No, go down fighting, I'm not going to surrender. But yeah, I'm sailing straight into the Animas. So yeah. I can't afford to pull away because that will get it to surrender. But I also can't have it going the direction it's going because it's going straight into the Animas and it'll get stuck and we'll lose. Oh, he's actually got that boarding now, so he's going to try and just board the Tartar Alley to end the battle. But can I show you that isn't actually what happens? So I've got grape shot there, I'm going to try and fire. Bloody camera. So yeah, I actually got the grape shot to cause the animas to start routing, which was amazing. It was exactly what I needed if I wanted any chance to try and win this, because I didn't know I'd lost this yet. I thought, you know, I can do it.
Sails are shot away, sir.
And then it rallied. I figured it's routing, it's a perfect chance to get away from it. But yeah, it rallied, just fired a single volley, and goodbye Tartar rally. So yeah, that was the battle. Thanks for watching. Just quickly look over these. I'm not going to talk through it because it's been a long enough video already. Just let you look at the stats. I mean, they don't mean a great deal in naval anyway. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, become a Celtic warrior. Radams is leaving now.